This is a men's third-round match between Gary Jeffrey from South Australia, the 13th seed, and Rob Zikman from Victoria, the 15th seed.
Well, Gary Jeffrey, a left-hander, and oh, what a great style this man's got. I love it. It's a bit Fred Flintstone-ish, I think. Just creeps up to the line.
Didn't get to come around that shot then. But he's probably a little bit nervous. But this is the first left-hander, I think, on the show, isn't it, Steve?
No, we had Mark Ramsey.
Oh, that's right.
Gutted that shot, and what an amazing loss that was to Rob Zikman. As we go through the game, Terry, we might have a look at Gary's style because he sort of drops the ball into the swing.
And Rob Zikman, of course, as you said, he beat Mark Ramsey in our last match. And he's from Victoria. He won the WA Open in '86, state team, singles all event in '87, FIQ Hong Kong in 1988. And he's been bowling for quite a number of years now, a very experienced campaigner. And what a magnificent start there for Robert Zikman. A strike to start off this third-round match.
That was a great shot there. He's got right into it, right through it again, and looks fantastic. He's wrapped.
Yes, and he screamed, "Come up," and, well, there was never any danger of that not coming back, Terry.
No, that was never going to come back. That had to come back out of the gutter.
He had a shot in the last match that almost went in the gutter. I was a bit worried about that one. He won't want to throw too many out that far, but he's getting lined up now. He's won a couple of matches, beat a couple of great players too.
Oh, that's a great start. That's the double for Rob Zikman, and he really is starting to pick up some form.
Yes, every game he's bowled, he's picked up a bit better, and this shot here, again, pulled it a little, got lucky, but he's happy with it. That's the good thing with this sort of a format. If you can get away to 2 strikes early, right into it.
It's Gary Jeffrey. Gary's brought about 4 bowling balls with him over from Adelaide.
And, of course, he has a high game of 290, as Gary Jeffrey. And he's the 1988 City Masters, the State Masters, the Norwood Cup, the 1987 Ranchuk team, and the 87 Bowler of the Year from South Australia. And off to a shaky start.
Yes, he is. He doesn't muck around. Have a look at this. Maybe a little nervous or something. He's getting up rather quickly. Took his time that time. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Sure did. Strike, the first one there for Gary Jeffrey. He needed that one because Rob Zikman started with 2.
Gary's really a confidence player. Once he gets going, he's really a prolific strikes getter. Gets many, many strikes.
Look at this one come up. Oh, beautiful shot.
Yeah, 10 in the pit, that's the best way.
Well, Rob Zikman firing on all cylinders. A double, going for 4 in a row. What a good start that would be.
This is going to test him. This is going to be a difficult spare for him to pick up, the way those lanes are playing. And could open the door a little for Gary. He's got a strike up. Rob misses it.
Dragged it left, pulled it left. Trying to drag the ball over, but it's pretty hard to cross here unless it's going that way in the first place. He did spare this against Mark Ramsey and ended up winning the game by 2 pins. Not this time.
Oh, he almost got it off the back.
So in the replay, we see the ball trying to go in between those two, but didn't quite make it. It was too high on that front pin.
So 2 frames down, and Gary Jeffrey needs a miracle at the moment. He is trailing by 21 points.
.30 Tuesday.
Morning, everybody.
School's in for the crazy team in head of the class.
Go team!
I beat a guy with...
After an 8-year break from bowling, I decided that I'd lost interest in cricket. It's a sport I played while I was away from bowling. So I set myself some goals. One of them was to make an Australian team and also to compete in the Coca-Cola Classic, which had just started around that time. So I've managed to, this year, accomplish both those goals. Bowling in the Coca-Cola Classic gives you a different aspect of tournament bowling. We have lights and cameramen around, which tends to distract us. And the plan that I use is to keep down longer at the line and concentrate harder on my area so that the ball actually travels through the area before looking up and you're not getting yourself involved with TV lights and other distractions.
Gary Jeffrey sitting in the chair there. There's not much he can do about it because Rob's the next man up. 2 frames at a time in this match play style. It makes it very, very difficult to win consecutive games. Zikman's won 2 on the trot.
Well, that's just opened the door for Gary. Rob's opened really this frame and the last frame. Gary's got a strike going for it. This puts all the pressure on it. Look at that, he kept dragging the shot. And when he drags the shot, he's tending to bring his thumb up over the top of the ball and more forward rolling the ball. Gets too safely though.
Well, Gary Jeffrey gets a spare strike, and that'll be a pin the difference for Gary Jeffrey, a popular player in Adelaide, and he'll be the leader virtue of that split that Rob Zikman just missed.
He's come up high. I think that the players are feeling when they need to get strikes, they're tending to pull that shot, just giving a little bit too much fingers for these lanes. Here he goes, using this spare ball. He uses it's a Columbia Blue Dot ball that he uses strictly for spares. He's done a good job with that one. The ball goes a lot straighter than his other ball.
Yes, I was talking to Jeanette in the last match, talking about the durometer reading on bowling balls. That determines the hardness. I guess that silver one we just saw there would be, what, 90-odd?
Be at least 90. Plus also the porosity level would be a lot higher.
And this one here, probably 78 or 80.
The ball runs away. If they don't keep that ball on line, it just runs away. But yes, a lot of the players use different balls for spares.
Very low backswing has Gary Jeffrey there. You can see belly gets above his waistline. He's changed balls again for this 2 in the middle of the lane. It comes back all the same, but not much. You can see there it barely hooked at all, but he covered those 2 pins, ball hitting both of them, and he's a pin behind.
Of course, the players are in this contest. There's some great prize money up for grabs, and also a new car for the first 300 game bowled here at the 1988 Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic. These 2 won't get it, but they're in with a chance for the tournament.
Yes, Rob goes again. I don't know why they keep playing it. They know that they have to throw the ball out further, and they're really just tensing up on their shot. If they just relax a little, I think they're both tense. You can see Rob's concentrating intently all the time. I think if he just relaxed a little. It's a good spare, though.
Yes, and still a pin the difference. 65 for Rob Zikman, plays 64 by Gary Jeffrey. Both of these had a good tussle in the recent Walter Rockway Interstate Teams Championship in Melbourne. Gary Jeffrey, the captain of the winning team, 2nd year in a row for the South Australians. And that was a great victory for them down at Moorabbin. But this is singles play now, and he's up against this man here, Rob Zikman.
All right, he got away with a great shot. Yes, with this type of format, it really does allow the player getting up. Here he goes. He threw a little high, got away with it, carried the 4, hit high, pin runs around and trips the 4.
His backswing a little bit restricted there too, perhaps. Not quite as high as I've seen it in the past, but worked well for him that time.
As he prays. Good shot.
So another great strike there. Both bowlers coming off strikes, and there's only a pin in it at the moment in the Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic. The prize money in the Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic has again been donated by Coca-Cola. In the men's competition this year, it's been increased to $5,000 for first prize, $3,000 for second, $1,800 for third, and $1,200 for fourth place. Gary Jeffrey coming up to bowl. He trails by 1 pin from Rob Zikman, so there's nothing in this match. And it's been a great tussle, Steve.
Yes, this will be a good finish to this game. The last half will be a beauty, I think. Jeffrey looking for 2 now. Quite often here in the seedings tournament, I noticed bowlers failing to bring the ball up. Now have a look at that.
Yeah, Steve, what a lot of the players are doing are just coming straight up the ball. It's just caused by tension. There's really nothing more anyone can say. Rather than, again, trusting their own game, they're trying to actually baby the ball into the pocket. They're just trying to knock over the pins before they let the ball go. And it tends to make you point the ball straight at the head pin. Of course, then the lane does the rest.
Well, that was a chance there, but just failing to hit that front pin, and that would have sent it over into the corner, maybe a spare, but it's all academic now. Rob Zikman has the job in front of him to stay clean in this frame and take an even bigger lead than that 1 pin he had just a moment ago.
This will be an important shot, I think, from Rob.
Yes, it is an important shot. He's really getting that shoulder into place.
Well, what can you say about that shot? He's dumped it. He got away with a lucky shot. It's given him the break. It may give him the tournament.
Well, let's have a look at it without comment, because there's not much you can say about this. This was a terrible shot.
But a great result. Look, he's happy. Who cares?
Sort of happy. Yeah. That was a woeful ball, but it got a strike.
In one-game matches, all strikes are good strikes.
It looks the same up on the scorecard here.
Well, he's left himself an easy spare, and he's got the double up. He's done the same thing. I think he just dropped his speed down on that shot. It didn't seem to travel down the lane as far.
No, he didn't. 24 pins the difference if he gets this spare, and that's a handy lead to have. But Gary Jeffrey has been known to pull strikes out of thin air, and he'll have to start doing that in these next couple of frames of his.
Safe spare there for Rob Zikman. He's travelling well at the moment. All the pressure on this man.
Yes, even if Gary strikes right out, he can still only shoot 200. And if Rob matches him, he can get 214. So he's really got to hope now for Rob to make a mistake, and he has to keep striking every shot.
Could be the first. Yes.
Let's hope he can strike out here.
Well, have a look at this. Beautiful shot. Put it nicely down the approach. Oh, great ball there by Gary Jeffrey. Oh, that backswing was real low then. He kept that nice and low.
Gary does arm the ball a lot, and once he's on, he's on. Let's see if he can get another one here. He must strike here. Well, he did the same thing. Dropped it short, rolled his hand straight over the top of the ball, and he's left himself with really an impossible spit.
Boy, that looked good just there, didn't it? And then it jumped. Boy, did it jump.
These lanes, once the ball's getting into the middle of the lane, is jumping ferociously. Oh, gee, almost picked that up. That was fantastic.
What a good try by Gary Jeffrey. Boy, that was close. That was an exciting spare conversion. Let's have a look how close this went to getting the... Oh, Chris, that was a ball like you, old mate.
I'd have the same result, though.
Yes. You're having a go anyway, aren't you? OK, let's see what Rob can do here. Rob still wants to put it away. Well, I think actually Rob relaxed a bit on that shot. There's not much more you can say. He's put it down, slow speed. Again, ball hits the middle. And it just accentuates it. You know, you miss by 1 or 2 boards at your spot, which is only 1 or 2 inches. And by the time it gets down the back end, and with the way the ball's jumping in the back end, it's just running away and missing by feet.
Tough spare to go for.
That's an extremely tough spare, especially from that angle.
Still 21 pins the difference. And we'll have a look at why that spare didn't happen. Oh, the ball jumped away from the 9 pin.
So after 9 frames, 21 pins is the difference, and it's Rob Zikman in front against Gary Jeffrey from South Australia.
Well, the situation is that Rob Zikman doesn't want to open again, because if he gets only 9 pins in this 10th frame, he'll have 168. It would give Gary Jeffrey a chance to strike out and tie the match. And Terry has moved the 10 pin just slightly off spot, and that's going to make this spare under pressure just that much more difficult. Let's see what happened there. There, that pin got pushed away, and it's now probably an inch or so away from where it would normally be.
Well, Stevie changed ball for that spare and moved wide over to the left, which is the way to play the shot. Threw it out and confidently picked it up.
Yes, he didn't want to go for it legitimately there, because I fear he might have chopped it. Anyway, he's the winner 3 matches in a row now for Rob Zikman. All academic on this shot, and he's moved inside to see what reaction that will have.
Yes, that was probably a wise move. He knows he's got more matches to play. So just moving in there to see how the middle of the lane plays, but it's turning a lot more than the outside is. Yeah, Gary Jeffrey's now just going through the motions of finishing the game out. He knows he's lost. He's probably very disappointed.
Yes, he would be, because he's a much better player than this score indicates. Game in the 150s. Would have been interesting to see what would have happened, Terry, if he'd bowled that ball all the way through the game. Yeah,
I actually went down and had a play, had a bowl with him while he was practicing. I was going to suggest it to him, but I didn't like doing that.
Well, just in case he would have bowled you in a later match.
This is true. Well, that's one thing that did cross my mind, of course. That'd be terrible.
So despite a good finish, Gary Jeffrey, the 13th seed, bows out. He receives $200 compliments of Coca-Cola in the Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic.